What's up guys? In this video I'm going to be simply showing you how to test the pH of your soil. A couple of things. You want to do it outside in natural light, and you'll need a pH test kit like this one. They're very easy to get from local garden centre or nursery. Here I get them from Bunnings, but wherever you can get one. They just contain a powder and a pH dye indicator. You will need some soil. Here I've got a couple samples from the same spot but at different depths. So, it only takes a minute. Let's do it. Alrighty. So, I've put my soil out. They give you this little test pad. All you do is use the pH dye and you cover that in it, showing it nice and moist. Love that word. You make a paste. Probably don't need quite that much, but you know, it's not going to hurt. And then you grab the powder. In this one it is barium sulfate. Don't know what that entails, but that's what it is. Okay. And it's a freaking tiny hole. Might have to take the cap off. And you just cover it in that. Give it a minute. And then after it's all absorbed, done its thing, then we compare it to this chart, and that tells us our pH. So this looks like it's right around 7. Although I'm wondering if because the dye was green to start with. Okay, so what I've done, I've just added a little bit more of the same stuff, but tried to get more of the actual soil particles and mix in more of the powder. And as I'm waiting, it's probably been about 1 minute now, but it's actually starting to turn more purple. So you need to give it a little bit of time, and it's probably not too obvious. There we go, brighten it up a little bit. You can see how it's all turning purple. So that means it's probably actually more like 8, maybe 8.5, which means it's alkaline. That's interesting. For our second sample, I just wanted to note that you don't actually really need very much soil. I've only got like a little bit more than a teaspoon here. What's more important is to get multiple samples. If you're testing out a whole garden bed, you might want to take as many as half a dozen from different areas and then average them out, and that will give you your answer. For a paddock, you might need to make as much as 20 samples. It all just depends on what you're doing and why. But this is how you do it. So it's very simple. Now I'm trying to show you this without too much glare from the sun, but it is a little bit difficult. But I've mixed up some more of the dye indicator, and now remember that the dye indicator on its own, it's in a purple bottle, sort of, but it's actually green. It sort of looks a bit like chlorophyll. And that means that you're going to see a naturally green color, and then when you mix it with your soil, because of the color of the soil, it sort of ends up becoming a little bit of a mauvey color. I mix the paste up. So that's not indicating what the pH is yet. You have to add a reasonable amount of this barium sulfate, and you must give it time. It needs at least a minute to sort of react, and you can watch it change. Again, it's a little bit hard to tell in the light of the camera, but when you do this for yourself, you'll find that it's quite easy to see. I'm looking at that and it looks about right on 8. Right there with my eye. Of course, the camera is going to make it look a little bit different, and that's all there is to it, guys. Go out and test some soil.